Welcome to another episode of Dr. MC's Self-Care Cabaret podcast. I'm Teresa Melito-Conners, a PhD level self-care expert in the greater Boston area with a passion for helping others recognize the importance of caring for themselves. Today's episode is a conversation with the absolutely fabulous Joseph Carella. Joseph is a choreographer, Broadway performer, dance teacher, and fitness instructor, but at his core, he is a teacher. He has an impressive resume that includes Broadway productions, national tours, television shows, and more. But his proudest accomplishment is the creation of 567 Broadway, an all-level dance fitness class. The idea was born out of Joseph's desire to create, encourage, and provide an inclusive sense of community where everyone could have a safe space to dance and start their fitness journeys. The workouts are so much fun, engaging, and you definitely work up a sweat. It is not a secret that dancing brings me an incredible amount of joy, and I am often recommending 5-minute dance parties to invite more movement into our bodies and into our self-care routines, and especially movement that is joyful. I cannot recommend 567 Broadway enough, as dance is my #1 self-care tool. I am so excited to chat with Joseph today and learn more about his journey and 567 Broadway. All right, let's try this again. All right, so we are now recording, and you're here, and you can hear us, and we can hear you. Yay!
Yay!
So exciting. So I do have to tell you, I am so honored and flattered that you said yes to my request to be on my podcast, because I have been following you for a bit and enjoying all the content and all the good you put out into the world. So I feel like I'm interviewing my first celebrity here on my podcast, which is so exciting.
I'm honored. That's a nice intro.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
So we're gonna pretty much jump right in. And usually I hope you don't mind, but I normally let the episode title kind of organically emerge, if you will. But for this one, I really just want to call it Oh Mylanta. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, because I say "Oh Mylanta" nonstop. I'll tell you why I say that.
I'm gonna ask you why you say that, and you can't actually see it, but I am actually rocking one of your T-shirts. Make Life a Musical, which we can't see here on the screen, but that's okay. Folks won't see this anyway; they'll just hear us. But we'll definitely make sure you're linked and that folks know where to find you and support you and get your swag and all of that.
I love the "Make Life a Musical" T-shirt. It's a good slogan to live by. Make life a musical.
I thought it was great, and I needed to have one, of course.
Simple, simple and to the point.
Absolutely. So I love it. So I have a few questions to ask you, and I'm so excited to learn more about you and learn about where Oh Mylanta came from. But first, if you wouldn't mind telling me a bit about how and like why you created 567 Broadway and how that came to be.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. I'm honored to chat about dance and about 567 and just everything. For me, I mean, I've been dancing my whole life. I started dance when I was a kid. And so dance has very much been a part of my journey. And I'm so grateful for that. And long story long, it's held on to my true essence of who I am. It's helped me. It still continues. We've been through dealing with this pandemic, and thank goodness for dance and movement and music. After I had a professional performing career on Broadway and did national tours, and that was my dream, but it started to switch. And so when I wasn't as happy as I was before performing, and that's for me. And I told the universe, whatever you want me to do, because I'm not making choices that seem to be making me happy. If whatever you put before me, I'll do. And then teaching adults dance fitness came into play, which was, and I had never taught dance fitness to adults ever. And I was like, well, I said, whatever you want me to do, and I'll do. And so I started teaching adults, and I loved it. I fell in love with connecting to adults specifically, and really seeing the light come on in people's, in adults' eyes, all different ages. And so that's really where I sparked the creation of 567 Broadway, and combining my love of Broadway. I'm a musical theater nerd all the way, and combining musical theater and dance fitness together. And that's where that kind of started. And then slowly but surely, it started finding its tribe,
Sure.
its cast, shall we say?
Yes,
We're gonna
the
say
cast
cast.
members.
So it started to, and I really devoted myself to it. My heart was telling me that this is what I was meant to do. And I stopped performing. I choreographed professionally, but I stopped performing. I would perform every so often, but I knew I needed to devote my time into showing up every week for this community. And here we are years later. And I've created a workout video. I have a YouTube channel as well, where I put out free content there. And then I also do live stream classes. And it's really been quite a journey that I never imagined. That this is what I would be doing. And I'm so grateful for it, because it's really helped me grow as a as a human in this world.
Absolutely. And I love that, how like sometimes the art and the journey just unfolds and you were willing to follow that. And what you said about dance resonates with me so much. I grew up dancing. Dance is my passion, a huge part of my life, and a huge source of joy for me. And when I tried to pursue it actually professionally, I was little pockets of success here and there. It took the joy out of it, and that audition process, and that it just wasn't, I was like, this is like a sacred thing to me, and this whole world is like ruining it. So that was actually like like I wanted to protect dance for myself, and like I was like, I cannot pursue this as a full-time passion, but it's still like decades later from those early dance, classes at 3 years old till still now, like it's still what will always bring me joy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that's dance, the world, the reality of the industry can be, it's not easy at all. And there's a lot of, as we have seen, there's a lot of changes that need to be made as well. And
Yes.
but overall, your heart, I'm a firm believer that our hearts guide us to where we should go. And that's like, even when getting to teaching for me, my heart was like, okay, it's time. You've done what you should have done, and now it's time for the next chapter. And that's why I really encourage people to use dance as a way to connect to yourself, which ultimately connects you to life. And it allows you to do what's the right choices for your life, whatever that might be.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. And I'm personally very grateful that you started 567 Broadway, because the videos, especially during the pandemic, and was when I kind of first discovered you early on, and I had purchased your DVD workout, and then saw all your YouTube videos. And I think it was really just the algorithm on Facebook doing what it's supposed to do and showing me ads and whatnot of people that I should see. And you were one of them. And it definitely was a bright spot throughout COVID, and as well, when you started doing the live stream classes through New York Broadway Dance Center, those were fantastic. I did a few of your early ones, and you put out so much content, and I just thank you for that, because it's awesome. And I know you're helping a lot more people than just me, but for purely selfish reasons, I'm grateful.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me, because it's been quite a journey. And with dealing with the pandemic and everything, hearing stuff like this fills my heart, because it hasn't been easy, and I'm grateful it's helping.
Yeah. And so we talked a little bit about the dance world and the fitness world. These are not always body positive, inclusive spaces, not by a long shot. And I know that is something you really strive to create, and it's evident in what you put out, and the dancers that you use as your backup dancers in your fitness videos and whatnot. And I love that. I noticed that right away, and felt like this was a safe space, and that this was a person that I could take class from, and feel celebrated for my abilities, whatever they may be. And so how do you help ensure that your classes are like that, and what does that mean for you?
It's, as you said it, and I'll speak from like my perspective from the United States. And I love seeing how fitness is around the world, by the way, and how everybody does. But especially within the United States, you see a lot of like, it's not necessarily body positive. It's getting better. and I know for me being Mexican American, and not seeing a lot of, when growing up, not seeing a lot of people that look like me, maybe in entertainment, not a lot of, and so I'm a firm believer that it is good. It's a positive thing to show all the beautiful humans in this world. And I know, and it shouldn't be mind
I
blowing,
know
but
it is
unfortunately,
mind blowing though to some, but you're onto something, I think, Joseph.
you know, and I love like Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons is a big role model of mine, and he really was good at showing everybody for who they are, showing the beauty that, and unfortunate that you deal with the fitness industry that's like, lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, or like, it's
Right.
like, you want to look like this, and it's like, great, you just told me that I'm not I'm not good
Right.
enough,
And P.S.
and
It's
which is
mostly a
total.
lie. Like all of it is like a lie.
Yeah, it's like just a money thing, and that's, but mentally what it does
Oh,
to us, and
absolutely.
and I'm for sure, I know how that feels, and that's why when creating the workout video, and the 567 Broadway community, really just as I was teaching, it just developed into what it wanted to become, all different types of people, different ages, different body types, all different types of beautiful humans. And it just evolved into that. It wasn't like, hey, this is what I never actually even said it on social media. It wasn't like, you come one, come all. It was just like a class that's for everyone. And it really found its team. And that's why the people in the workout video, those are all my students that have been taking with me for years. And Richard Simmons did that too. And it's showing the people that I want to say this out loud too, it does spark. The workout video is a show don't tell. Like, I don't get on screen and go, and look at all these different types of people, and like, I'm just like, here we are, and like, and showing that. And I'm really grateful that you see that. But I have gotten some messages and some negative reviews about the people in the workout video, and I've, and I'm like, well, at least it's sparking something in you, and I'm glad it is. But it for sure, it's been a journey, and I know how it feels for me to be feeling left out, or to feel not a part of. And I'm so grateful that the workout video, what a journey, let me tell you, what a journey it was to create that and get that on its feet, on its dance
I
feet.
bet.
And I'm so glad I did it before the pandemic, but I'm so happy for the message that it's putting out into the world beyond, like, we're dancing. Like, there is things of showing all different types of people. And I've gotten some really beautiful messages. I have a wall over here that shows, I have like letters that I've gotten, and it's just always a good reminder of why I do what I do. And I'm so grateful. So thank you for what you said too, because it helps me sometimes when I'm like, where am I going, what's going on? So thank you.
No, it's excellent, and I think that for me, living in a larger body, I've abused my body with exercise from time to time to try to fit those societal ideals of how my body is supposed to be, and really even what a dancer looks like. Like, that's a whole nother thing we can get into, but
Yep.
so for me, I don't know. It caught my attention when I saw, and in a good way. I was like, oh my god, like, this is awesome. Like, first of all, here's this Broadway performer who could very easily continue to perpetuate stereotypes of like what a dancer is and what it means to be fit and whatever. But you weren't, and it was immediately a welcoming environment, and that's hard to portray on a screen too, because I was
Yeah.
only seeing you with your YouTube videos or your content on the DVD, but also
Yeah.
like as a self-care expert, and I'm always telling people, like, you have to move your body, like, you have try yoga. Well, it's really hard for somebody to be willing to
Yeah.
step into that when these environments are like, no, you have to look like this, you have to look a certain way, or you don't
Mm-hmm.
belong. So I'm a big, like, everybody can do yoga, everybody can dance, like, and
Yeah.
you may start small, like, you may only be able to do part of it or whatever, or you modify, but that's okay. You're still having fun and moving.
Yeah. Dance is for, well, fitness is for everyone, not just the elite, or
Right.
what
Right.
elite, like dance is for, but being in Los Angeles specifically, starting the class in like the fitness mecca of the
Mm.
world, like, and there's some, you go to, there's like, you got to work out before you go work out.
Sure.
And but the thing is that's when I followed my heart. My heart was like, do this class and let it go where it should go. And it was really beautiful to see, because it opened doors. There was a studio I was teaching at anyways prior, called the Edge Performing Arts Center in Hollywood. And I grew up taking to professional dance studio, but it was so amazing when class went there, when 567 Broadway went there in person. Oh, just so beautiful, because here's a professional dance studio where you have like all these professional dancers, and then you have my class, and everybody loved it. And it was just so, and it is the beauty and the essence of dance. And then even when 567 Broadway went, Kim Herjavec from Dancing with the Stars wound up opening a place called The Bod in Beverly Hills, which was Richard Simmons' studio. She took over
Oh,
his
wow.
studio. And then going there, and that was a big moment of being like, oh my gosh, this is where Richard Simmons taught, and this is where all that beauty. So there's just been a really amazing milestones throughout this time. But it is dance, it's still my mission, as you know. Dance is for everyone.
Absolutely.
And I work very hard to create an environment that is inclusive, so that everybody does feel safe, because it can, no one ever, I always tell my students, like, you never know what it takes for someone to get into class, to even in virtually, even to click, to click play. Well, you don't know what it took for someone just to do that. And we really have to support one another and help each other, because we're taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be there's a natural fun competitiveness, don't get me wrong, but at the same, like, we shouldn't be like, you can't work out.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
what? Like, you don't fit. What are you talking about?
Well, and I've done a couple of reels. Certainly they haven't gone viral like your dance competition intro reels, which, by the way, I think are hysterical. So if anybody listening to this has ever dabbled at all in the dance competition world, I think you'll find some of Joseph and his husband's videos absolutely hilarious. It may not resonate with everyone who maybe hasn't experienced that, but they definitely resonate with me, because I definitely have memories of those dance competitions, for better or worse. But
Mylanta.
Mylanta is right.
There's the
Mylanta. We could do a whole separate podcast episode on that. But I've done like little reels, like just being like, get up, like dance with me, like let's just do a little step touch. Let me teach you a box square, like something like jazz square, like something just so simple, just to get people up and into their bodies and grounded and moving and feeling good. Like movement, it's my number one thing. Like, I'm having a stressed out day at work, I'll just throw my headphones to my favorite whatever song I'm vibing on, Broadway or Lizzo or whatever it happens to be, and just like rock out by myself for 5 minutes dancing. And then it's like, okay, now I can go have this difficult meeting with this family, and like I'm better prepared for it. So it's like, it's my brain break, it's my joy, it's everything. So and I think people need to find ways to do more of that.
Yeah, I think and overall, I feel like the arts, there's something and for me, and there's something for everyone. And I know for me, the arts have been so helpful in helping me find myself, and helping me continue, like during this pandemic, like you said, like put on that music whenever you're like, I mean, if you need to prepare for something, put on that music some way, somehow. And I had many dance parties in my kitchen, listening, putting AirPods on while I'm trying just to allow myself to have a healthy refuel. And because life is I'm passionate about what I do, because I know how it feels. I'm glad I was introduced to dance at a young age, but I do know how it feels when it's those dark moments, and when you feel like you don't want to get up, or when you're scared, whatever it is. I know for me, it has helped me push through all those things. And again, even recently during the pandemic, I had a lot of anxiety. I'm grateful for the 567 community that has helped me get up and move, and we move together, and that's so important. I think my mission is to get the whole world singing and dancing.
Oh my God!
Because I think the world would be a much happier place with.
I agree. How do we make this happen?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
That would be amazing. So you've touched upon a couple of ways that you like to practice self-care with movement, and then you talking about your 567 community that starts to get into the relationship domain domain of self-care and how we surround ourselves with like-minded people. I think we could even make an argument that's part of maybe your spiritual domain of self-care and feeling inspired by that and seeing your greater purpose in the world. But I'm wondering if there's anything else or what else you do to practice self-care.
Yeah. So with self-care, I mean, I love breath work. Breath work has been super helpful. It's something that I was introduced a couple of years ago with the workout video. And I was so stressed and wound up actually, going to this class randomly. And breath work was the thing that has helped me a lot. So I highly recommend breath work. But I also have been trying to do meditation more. It isn't easy for me as a dancer. And as someone that loves to move around, the yin and yang, I've had to learn to try to really sit and breathe. And but I do use music. I use music a lot to help myself. I use meditation music and classical music to really help me center myself and calm myself down. And virtual classes have been great for me for stuff like that, because there's a lot of it now. Yeah,
it's really given us, I always tell people in my classes, and when I'm teaching like about self-care, I'll say, there's so many options online. You don't have to make a fool out of yourself in a public space. You can do it right in the comfort of your own home. And that's usually around the time when I say, if you're a Broadway girl like me, definitely check out 567 Broadway. Those usually I say those things in the same few minutes. But it's excellent. So do you have any tips for someone maybe looking to start? Maybe they're curious about checking out 567 Broadway, but they're maybe a little afraid to try. Do you have any tips or hints?
Yeah. I mean, for sure with anything, and you've kind of already touched on it, where it's just like, I think luckily with virtual, I do virtual classes now, and I love virtual classes myself beyond me teaching 567 Broadway. But just so you know, virtual classes are so great because they allow you to do it from the comfort of your home, and you can also make modifications, whatever it is. And you're dancing with people from all around the world. So there's that. And in real time, which I actually really appreciate myself with other virtual classes, having that connection like that. But also too, I have YouTube stuff. And so I highly recommend giving that a try in the workout video as well. But like with anything, I always recommend giving it a try. Try it a couple times, see how you feel, allow yourself. And even if it's maybe, as much as I want you to do 567 Broadway, maybe it is a stepping stone to something else for you. But I do believe in giving something a try and then going from there. But I for sure can't recommend 567 Broadway enough to come and to dance and to let go and really just have a good time and sweat. It's so good to sweat. I call it glitter.
Yes.
Sweat is glitter.
Sweat is glitter. So. Absolutely. And I know, I will say in your videos, because I've watched several of them, you do give modifications. So like you may be jumping around doing jumping jacks or whatever, but you'll always show kind of, a modification that folks can do if that what's being demonstrated is too intense, or they want to build themselves up to that, or they're just not feeling that movement that day. Like there's definitely, you can take it down a notch as well.
Yes, absolutely. And, that's why even I recommend the workout video, because the workout video shows the class, and giving that a try. And then if you're like, I love this, I really want to do more, come take a live stream class with me. I do them every Saturday, most of the time, but you can find all the information at 567broadway.com. And that has everything there. And, I just want to say, like, whoever's listening, that dance is truly so powerful. And I know for me, it has helped me in my life so much. And creating 567 Broadway, it really is a place for everyone. And like we said, with modifications, I really work to create an inclusive environment and make sure that, and it dance as a discipline, but that it is something that you can come have fun, learn. And I know for me, it has helped me in my everyday life. And it has helped me to sit here and chat with you right now.
Amazing. I love it. All right. So tell me the story of how Mylanta came to be.
So Mylanta, first of all, I'm a 90s kid. So I loved Full House. So growing up, Full House. It's actually from Full House.
I didn't realize
and
that. I'm a 90s kid too. I
didn't realize it either. So I actually did not know it until, and I I was doing an interview years ago for a news segment for 567 Broadway, and it was live and in the moment, and it was super early in the morning. And I'm not going to pretend that I have like the most cleanliest like mouth. Like some curse words might come out here and there. And knowing I was on the news, I wanted there's the newscaster was being so fun and crazy, and they, it was being outrageous and for entertainment purposes, but I was like, I wanted to say a curse word, and instead I was like, oh, Mylanta, because I was like, do not curse, and then it stuck. So anytime I want to say say something else, I say, oh, Mylanta, and now I can't help it. But my husband was the one that was pointed it out to me, because I didn't realize in the moment. He was like, you realize that's from Full House? And I was like, what? And I thought I had like made up the word. He's like, no, that's from Full House. So I was like, there you go. I've heard it so many
Oh my God, it was in the
there.
subconscious somewhere, and you just managed to retrieve it and didn't even realize it. Oh, I love it. It's hysterical.
Yeah, that interview was hilarious, because she was doing something crazy, and I didn't know what to say except, oh, Mylanta, in that moment.
It was really funny, and I hope I hope my husband doesn't mind my sharing this, but I was listening to your videos and doing one of your dance videos upstairs. This was like early pandemic, and I had the music blast and whatever, so you could hear it in other parts of the house. And like I had heard you say, oh, Mylanta or whatever, and I thought it was really funny, but I really like whatever. I didn't realize Jeff could overhear everything, also my husband. And so one day, at a different time, he turns around and was like, oh, Mylanta. And I was like, oh my God, you could hear Joseph? And he's like, yep, I could. I'm like, I love it.
I say it all
funny.
the time. It's years that I've been saying it now.
It's very cute. So. And like I said, I was out in like public recently, and I heard someone else that was like in my group said it. And this is like somebody I really hadn't, spend a lot of time with in social situations, a friend of a friend sort of thing. And she said, oh, Mylanta. And I was like, are you a 567 Broadway fan? Like, how did you? And she was like, she is. I was so excited. So like, I know.
Stop it.
So I feel like, yeah, maybe it started in Full House, but I don't know. I think it's yours as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my gosh.
No, I thought it was amazing.
Happy.
So I do want to make sure that folks know where to find you. You did say 567broadway.com, but you're also on social media. So what are the best ways and places we can find you?
Yeah. So if you go on YouTube, 567 Broadway, the Instagram is 567 Broadway. I think, TikTok has nothing to do with 567 Broadway really, but you'll find some crazy dance competition entrances on there. But yeah, and everything, if overall, all the social media handles and anything with the workout video, live stream classes, everything can be found at 567broadway.com. And if you have any questions, there's a contact button as well on the website, and click that. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. But it will all be at 567broadway.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Joseph, for joining me here today on the Dr. MC Self-Care Cabaret podcast. It was an honor to chat with you and learn more, and I can't wait till the next opportunity where I can dance with you. Hopefully yes, someday in person.
Thank you so much for having me. I know. Yes, we're going to put it out there. It is going to happen.
That would be amazing. Oh my God. It was so much fun to chat with Joseph. I tried to keep my fangirling to a minimum, but I think you could tell how excited I was. Anyway, I love that he created 567 Broadway and devoted his energy and love of dance to others in this way. And his statement about how your heart will lead you in life really resonated with me. We tend to overthink and lead too much with our brains. Try leading with your heart. See how it feels and see where it takes you. Get in touch with how you really want to feel and what you really want out of life. What excites you, what lights you up, what energizes you. Do more of that. The 567 Broadway classes are really so much fun. Be sure to check them out, and maybe I'll see you in class sometime. And do not underestimate the power of a 5-minute dance party. Get up and get moving. Thanks for listening to this episode. We're thrilled to be back with season 2. Remember to subscribe and rate this podcast on your preferred player. The ratings help us grow and share the message of self-care. If you have comments, suggestions, or questions, please reach out directly by emailing podcast@drmcselfcare.com. That's drmc drmcselfcare.com. And come join the cast party at Dr. MC's Self-Care Cabaret on Facebook and Instagram at Dr. MC Self-Care. That's DRMC Self-Care. Or on my website, drmcselfcare.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and love me across all my social media platforms for the most up-to-date information on self-care. Thanks. Do well and be good. Hey friends, enjoy this little bonus audio clip of Joseph and I chatting about his TikTok videos and dance competitions and troubleshooting some of our audio issues we were having at the beginning. Enjoy.
Was it I think was that
Froze around naps. We're gonna have to cut.
because it gave me it gave
Can you
me
hear me?
host. So
Oh, no,
I was like,
thing
oh,
just
I'm the
crashed.
host. It was like, you are the host now. I was like, you are the host. I was like, am I? No. Joe, trust. I'm the one that was like, listen, it might. And there you go.
It did just flash and say our internet connection is unstable. No.
I'm gonna go downstairs and check.
He's gonna go check
So, you're recording?
Now it's saying recording in progress. Yeah. Okay.
Here and there.
Hold on. We're gonna go. This has never happened. I feel bad. I don't know what's going on. We're not having any.
He's still recording, so watch your language.
We're not having any storms or anything outside. I don't know what's going on. It's like I gotta look outside. We're in Oz. It's like, oh.
I love that. I love that he said he's
Yeah.
still recording, so watch your language.
I just ignored him, but yeah. We'll behave. We do have this as a clean podcast, so we don't want to. We don't want to go too wild. But
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, it seems to be working now.
Okay.
So. Okay. Do you want me to go back
Let's
from
hold.
the naps?
Can we hold just a minute till he comes back upstairs?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wanna
for
make
sure.
Everything's okay on his end.
I know all the details of this. This happened to me for me the other day. It wound up just on my end, froze. I was
So
like, oh my
annoying.
gosh, because it's been the storms here have
Oh,
been kind
really?
of crazy. So, yeah, we had like a big bomb
Oh,
cyclone
nice.
thing.
Whatever the hell that is.
I know exactly. So it messed it. There was lots of wind and it was messing with the internet. and I
Well,
was
that's
like,
what, yeah, we've been
"No."
having, I don't even
But-
know, a nor'easter or whatever. We've had bomb cyclones too. Actually, two of our cars got totaled a couple of years ago in a bomb cyclone during the winter. We flooded, the area flooded.
Oh my
and
gosh.
our cars got like submerged in water. It was a good time. Yeah, so. I didn't realize California.
Pause for a sec, 'cause you're catching up.
What's the matter?
Your audio. Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it freezes for a moment and then it will like catch up. So I won't hear anything and then it will kind of go.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right, you're a co-host. I'm just gonna get out of this on Zoom. We've got full bars. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
There's like 18,000 trucks outside, which isn't helping.
Yeah. Usually when we start recording, that like signals all the lawnmowers in the neighborhood to like start up. It's like, oh my God, you guys are killing me.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So we're back. So we're gonna have him continue from taking naps.
Yeah, just do some type of.
Yeah.
like,
So you're
and I
telling me
love
about
doing
your
naps. I'm just
self-care
gonna find a way to cut it
routine.
together.
I'm putting my camera back on. We'll see if we can, so I can see you
Okay.
to say goodbye. I think we got through it. I think that worked.
Thank you
Turning
so
the
much.
cameras off.
We
It didn't
did.
seem to have any trouble. At one point it flashed, your internet is unstable. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Yeah, there was moments of pause and then it would catch up. Like I would hear you, but it would like be fast forward. So I was like, but
Yeah.
I would get there and I was like, okay, good.
It sounded
I
like it
okay,
was
I got
coming through okay.
But I'm glad it worked out.
So my
Well,
producer.
I'm off the Zoom, so
Oh.
all I'm hearing is your local audio. You sound great.
Oh, thanks. All right.
Good.
Excellent.
go.
So again, thank you so much. This won't actually air for a little bit, but when it does, I'll be sure to tag you and promote it and everything. I'll probably throw a
Yes,
post
please.
up right now, whatever. Maybe I can show off my shirt. Or actually, do you mind if I take a picture of us on the screen?
Screenshot it.
Yeah,
You want me to
absolutely.
screenshot it?
Won't be.
I know.
Yes,
What,
because
do
then
print
you'll-
screen?
Hold on, I got you.
All right, I'm gonna make my husband do this.
All right, everyone getting their best pose. Really
husband
look
sounds like
like
my
you're having a
husband.
hard-hitting conversation.
With jazz hand.
I don't know.
Did it
I have
go?
no
I don't
idea.
know.
Did that work? Oh, he's got it. Oh my God, that is so
Oh.
much fun. Did you save it? Did you get it?
Oh yeah.
Save to clipboard. Oh my God. All right, that's going on Instagram later. That's so
I
much fun.
love
Thank
it.
you.
You guys are awesome. This is my husband and I. Like he's the one that's always like, wait, you got to set it up like this. And I'm like, okay. He's technology. Like he's the one that helped me for my
Love
life.
it. I mean, he seems like he's a lot of fun. Also, it kills me, the Blanche and the
Yeah.
oh my God, it's like,
Oh my gosh, we're crazy.
I was trying
We're
to see
crazy.
my
We're
husband doesn't necessarily
crazy.
understand the trauma of the competition world. So like I watch them and I'm dying, and like I'm trying to explain it to him, and he's like, okay, like I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like it's fine. Like just like
Yeah,
I'm
you're
on the
like-
floor, like
this is not- this is not-
convulsing.
Because you
It
know
is
it. It's
so
crazy.
funny.
It's
I
such a crazy world.
I mean, obviously, like countless hours, dance recitals, competitions, whatever. Years and years later, I was back teaching in a dance studio, and I went to the recital. I actually called my mom and apologized, like afterwards. I was like, "I'm so sorry. Like you had to sit through so much. Like, thank you."
You're like,
I
you're
was
so
like,
good.
"Thank you for that." She was
Like,
yeah, she
you're-
was like,
you're a good
"You
mom."
have no idea."
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Sometimes people will be like, with the dance competition entrances, they're like, is this real? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we're being a little dramatic. Don't get me wrong, a little theatrical, but like,
just
listen,
a
I have seen
little.
some crazy stuff.
You're
Yeah,
just a
I'm like-
little like exaggerating ever so slightly. And some of them I'm like, no, this is real. Like
Yeah,
I'm
that would
waiting for
definitely
like
be-
somebody to
My
be
hus-
like, oh my God, Joseph, they used your intro. Like in a comment.
Someone told me that they're going to. They told me they're like, listen, we're doing this number. Actually, one that I did recently. They're like, we're doing this number. I think I'm going to take this intro. And I was like, oh my God, please do, and please film it and tag me so that I can
It would
see
be
this.
amazing.
But I'm like, yeah, these
It's
aren't
just so
too
much
crazy.
fun.
It all started because my husband, we were bored and we locked down. And so my husband was the one that actually started doing music was on. He started doing dance competition entrances. And I was like, we should film this. This would be funny. And we're like just bored. And here we are like over a year later. And people are like, where are
Oh, yeah.
Blanche and Samantha?
Viral. Oh
Could've-
my God. It's so funny.
I love it. It's so random. So random.
Thank
But thank you so
you.
much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad we got to chat. And thank you for all your support. It really, and your kind words. It means a lot to
Thank
me.
you.
So
And I
thank you.
appreciate it. And I do feel like I had my first celeb interview. And then I saw you're on Podmatch. I just signed up for that over the weekend, and they're like, "Oh, you
Yes.
should have Joseph Carella." I'm like, I already got him scheduled. Like, but I was like, "That's cool."
I
Is
love
it good? It
Podmatch.
seems like a legitimate thing. Yeah,
It's been great. It's really connected me to some really, it's like sifting
Sure.
through still sometimes, but overall I've been, because I feel like I want to be chatting more about the journey and about dance and really trying to get that out there. And Podmatch has been super helpful. The guy that owns it,
Fun.
so great. I'm like, he's easily accessible, and highly recommend getting on the community page. So there's a community page, and they have all these events you
wow.
can do.
Cool. Well, thanks.
So yeah,
Have a lovely rest of your day. We're winding
you.
down the day
You
here
too.
in Massachusetts, but you're still a mid-afternoon, early afternoon.
Yeah.
So
I got to do
oh
another
my God.
podcast very
we'll
soon.
have fun,
so,
and thank you. And
yeah,
I'll
no.
keep you posted of when this is going to air and all of this. Like I said.